the soul that shakes the family. Tree. Have you ever looked at your family, the people who share your last name and your history, and felt like you were standing on the outside looking in? It's that strange, deep-seated knowing that you are wired differently from your own blood. The way they process life, the way they settle for good enough, or the ease with which they seem to carry on, it just doesn't compute with the fire burning in your own spirit. This isn't arrogance. It's an ancient spiritual dissonance. It feels like your very essence arrived generations ahead of the present moment, carrying a level of awareness and a spiritual roadmap no one else in your circle seems to possess. That gap, that feeling of misalignment, can be profoundly painful. They might laugh off the things that make you weep, or they might fearlessly embrace the comfortable mediocrity that you dream of escaping. This constant tension, the dreamer surrounded by the settlers, can make you question your own sanity. You've spent years believing you were the odd one out, the difficult one, the one who just couldn't fit the mold. But what if that feeling of not fitting in was never a mistake, but a design feature, a clue whispered by the universe about your true purpose? Here is the life-altering truth that your soul has always known, but your mind might have struggled to accept. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are chosen, and let's be clear. Being chosen isn't about getting an easy pass or a life of comfort. It's an assignment. It comes with a profound, often uncomfortable sense of destiny, a purpose that pulses like a relentless drumbeat in your chest. It's the profound silence you carry into the loudest of family gatherings, or the quiet, persistent voice of the divine calling your name when everyone else has forgotten you exist. Understand this divine pattern. In every family lineage, across every single generation, there is always one soul. Just one. This one person is bold enough, awake enough, and spiritually resilient enough to step into the role of the disruptor. Their mission is to break the detrimental, inherited patterns that no one else had the clarity or courage to confront. They carry the immense spiritual weight so that the others in their family, the generations yet to come, can finally breathe a clean, free air. That is the warrior's role. And if you are still reading this, then you are being called to remember your identity. If this message found its way to your screen today, it is not an accident. There are no coincidences in the spiritual realm. You were meant to hear this truth to re-anchor yourself in the knowledge of who you are and, crucially, why you were born into that specific, difficult, and beautiful bloodline. The intense challenge, the isolation, the constant pressure you feel, what seems and feels like a curse, is actually the undeniable sign of your calling. Stay with me, because in the moments ahead, we are going to unlock the deeper spiritual reason why the responsibility of the chosen one is placed on the shoulders of just one person in every family. Before we dive into the core of your calling, if your spirit is already resonating with this powerful truth, take a moment to click the like button. Don't do it for the algorithm or the view count. Let it be a silent but mighty declaration to the universe that you accept this revelation. If you haven't subscribed, consider this your divine nudge. And as a personal, symbolic declaration, drop the number 99 in the comments. Let it represent the profound biblical truth that God will leave the 99 to go after the one. Because on this journey, you are that one. Now, let's peel back the layers and go deeper into the heart of the matter. Let's be completely honest about the reality of this assignment. Being the chosen one rarely feels like a glorious victory parade. Most of the time, it feels like an internal, constant, and exhausting war. It's a quiet battle, completely invisible to the people around you, yet it rages with an unparalleled intensity inside your soul. You are not just struggling with your own personal pain and shortcomings. You are also carrying the silent, unnamed trauma, the collective grief, and the unprocessed emotional debris that your family line refused to acknowledge. You are literally the spiritual backpacker of your lineage. Your heightened awareness means you walk into spaces and immediately sense the energetic atmosphere shift around you. You feel undercurrents of emotion no one talks about. You see the destructive cyclical patterns repeating themselves, and you know, with absolute certainty, that they are destined to stop with you. This immense role was not bestowed upon you because you were physically or mentally the strongest member of the family. It was given to you because you were the most willing. You were the soul most willing to confront the difficult truths others ran from. You were willing to question the ingrained beliefs others blindly followed. And you were willing to endure the pain and the cost of confrontation, if it meant the generations that follow you would finally know healing and peace. Think about the silent work you do. You forgive those who have never offered an apology. You instinctively provide the love and emotional literacy where none was ever taught or modeled. You are actively, painfully breaking habits that feel centuries old, woven into the very fabric of your family's DNA. And yet, there are no congratulations. No one truly sees the depth of this sacrifice. No one may clap for the invisible healing work you are doing, but heaven is your witness. Your spirit is not being punished by this burden. It is being positioned for an unprecedented rise. That constant, profound sense of isolation, that is the divine pulling you into a sacred, silent space to sharpen your spiritual tools. The painful delays and the long periods of waiting, that is divine timing, meticulously aligning your life with a purpose far grander and more significant than the transient comfort you crave. The constant pressure and tension you feel is simply the immense, glorious weight of destiny sitting squarely on your shoulders. While others in your family were allowed to settle and find rest within the comfortable walls of dysfunction, you, the chosen one, were explicitly called to rise through it. There is an ancient, difficult truth here. When the divine selects a soul to carry the spiritual oil, the anointing of change, he must also allow them to feel the crushing pressure of the olive press. This is the part of your journey they simply cannot see. They may marvel at your obvious strength and resilience, but they don't see the unseen scars. They praise your light, but they don't know about the nights you secretly begged God to take the calling away from you. But he never took it away, because he knew something essential about you. You would not quit. This is why you must continually ask yourself, why does it feel like I am perpetually under fire? Why do I cry over injustices and pains that no one else in my circle even notices? Why is the feeling of peace so rare, and the spiritual battle so relentless? The answer is both humbling and monumental. You are not just living and fighting for your own singular life. You are living for every ancestor who came before you, and for every single soul who will come after. You are the sacred bridge, the spiritual wall, the first of your kind in your family to carry this torch of change. Now, there is something else vital you need to internalize, a powerful truth no one has ever articulated to you before. The tremendous burden you carry is not contrary to popular belief, the end of your story. It is the undeniable beginning of your awakening. In the next few moments, you are going to understand why carrying this immense spiritual weight was never about just surviving the mess. It was always, exclusively, about transforming everything and everyone that comes into contact with the unique energy you hold. What we are about to explore might just be the missing piece that explains the most inexplicable, painful parts of your life up until this moment. Let's delve into a concept that most people avoid: divine isolation. This is not the same as loneliness, which is a state of mind. Isolation is a sacred, silent space where everything that used to feel familiar begins to recede. It's the point where even the people closest to you, your very own family, no longer seem to know how to connect with you. They look at you, but the look is empty. They simply do not see you anymore. Perhaps this has been the pattern of your life. You offer deep, unconditional love, and they respond with emotional distance. You speak your truth, which is a powerful, clear truth, and they dismiss it as rebellion or instability. You begin to shine too brightly, living authentically in your light, and they become distinctly uncomfortable. But please listen closely to this divine directive. You are not being abandoned. You are being set apart. Chosen ones are never meant to be comfortable parts of the crowd. They are deliberately pulled out of it. You must accept that you are meant to walk differently, think differently, and see the world differently from your family. This isn't because you are inherently better than them, but because your spiritual vision stretches far beyond the limiting beliefs and comfortable boundaries of the people surrounding you. You cannot accept a genuine, profound heavenly assignment and still expect to receive earthly applause or approval. History proves this. Even the greatest prophets had no honor in their own homes. The patriarch Joseph had dreams of royalty, and his own brothers threw him into a pit, not because he was weak, but because they could sense the crown long before it ever touched his head. That, my friend, is the purpose of divine isolation. It is the Creator strategically removing you from the noise, pulling you away from the toxic patterns, and shielding you from the debilitating distractions so He can prepare you in complete, profound secrecy. Remember this maxim: before the divine can elevate you publicly, He must always, without exception, hide you privately. Think about the quiet process of the butterfly. It does not grow its wings in the open wind. It develops them in the profound dark, in the silence of a cocoon that no one outside of it truly understands. So, if you have been consumed by the feeling that no one truly gets you, if you have endlessly wondered why vital doors closed, why cherished friendships faded, and why your immediate family feels so frustratingly distant, please pause your judgment. You are absolutely not being punished for something you did wrong. You are being powerfully positioned for the assignment of your life. The isolation is not a painful conclusion. It is the sacred hallway situated between your difficult past and the dawning of your true, powerful purpose. It is the secluded space where the deepest, most eternal work is performed, without the distraction of applause or an audience, but with absolute divine intention. Here is the underlying secret. The greater, more revolutionary the call on your life, the deeper, more necessary the separation must be. Maybe right now, you are traversing your own personal spiritual wilderness. You may feel overwhelmingly unseen, unheard, and utterly forgotten. But the spiritual realm has not forgotten you. It is actively forming you. A rare, unique, and profoundly needed shift is being crafted in you, and it had to be done far from the critical eyes of others. When your time finally arrives, when the cocoon breaks open, when the painful pit is exchanged for a throne, the very people who doubted and misunderstood you will be left with no other option but to witness the glory of your undeniable elevation. But before that glorious moment arrives, you must unlock one more layer of truth: divine sensitivity. This explains why you process and feel everything with such depth, and why your heart was purposefully designed to carry a greater emotional and spiritual load than most. You are carrying an acute awareness that simply does not exist in the people around you. You are the one weeping internally while everyone else is superficially laughing, while they are lost and distracted by the world's transient noise. You are attuned, listening to a powerful, quiet voice that no one else can hear. While others can sleep soundly, you carry a restless feeling, an unshakable knowing that something in your family's foundation is fundamentally wrong. It's as though you live life with an elevated set of spiritual senses. Every single word you hear feels heavier. Every dismissive glance cuts deeper into your core. And every silence in the room speaks a profound, difficult truth to you. The strangest part is your ability to feel the nuances that others are utterly oblivious to. The genuine tension hiding in your parents' strained voices. The smile that doesn't quite reach your siblings' eyes. The deep spiritual storm brewing under the surface of your family's forced calm. You feel it all, and in moments of true collective crisis, while the rest of the world spins into panic and others start to fall apart, you are the one who instinctively prays. You are the one who stands firm, eyes closed, knowing deep in your soul that there is an overwhelming, greater spiritual force at work. This profound emotional depth is not, contrary to what you may have been told, a weakness. It is spiritual strength in its purest, most potent form. You were never born to quietly blend into the background. You were never born to simply follow the world's chaotic noise. You were born, explicitly, to be the lighthouse in your family's storm. You are the one who sees past the surface-level distractions, the one who feels the powerful tremors long before the structural quake, the one who hears the quiet, urgent warnings before the flood of crisis. The divine has given you an exceptionally rare gift, a gift of profound spiritual discernment and acute sensitivity. Not to make you an emotional victim, but to powerfully establish you as the protector and the intercessor. You can perceive the cracks in the foundation of the family structure long before they visibly break. You can sense true spiritual danger well before it manifests physically. And when the rest of the world and your family rush toward the wrong, comfortable answers, You will be the unshakable voice that points unerringly to the truth. You have undoubtedly felt the immense weight of this sensitivity before. It's likely felt more like an exhausting burden than a beautiful blessing. Maybe you feel that no one could possibly understand the depth of the spiritual responsibility you are carrying. But listen closely to this final empowering truth. You were chosen for this very reason. The souls who possess the capacity to feel life the most deeply are the very same souls who can stand in the spiritual gap, the ones who can hold the spiritual fort steady for the souls who simply cannot see the battle yet. You, my friend, are the divine watchman and warrior over your family's destiny. When the inevitable storm finally comes, you will be the one everyone instinctively turns to for guidance. But there is still more to your story, and another layer to the reason you were given this extraordinary sensitivity. Once you uncover this last profound secret, it will fundamentally change the way you perceive your entire self, forever. Let's dive into the final defining layer of your divine calling. Because the reason you feel everything so profoundly is not just about your individual journey. It is about the vital, eternal legacy you are strategically positioned to protect, nurture, and ultimately liberate. Let's speak the kind of raw, undeniable truth most families never have the courage to say out loud. Every single bloodline carries its own shadows. These are persistent, devastating cycles that hide in the suffocating silence. Destructive patterns that mindlessly repeat, generation after generation, like invisible, unbreakable chains passed down from parent to child. It could be a poverty mindset that is accepted as just the way things are. It could be an addiction that is constantly buried under shame and denial. It could be an emotional silence so pervasive it echoes louder than any scream. Or it might be dreams suffocated and extinguished before they even had a chance to breathe. But then, into the middle of that inherited darkness, a disruptor is strategically born. A soul so profoundly different, so uniquely awake, so spiritually coded for war that its mere presence shakes the very DNA of the entire family tree. That soul, the disruptor, is you. You were never put here to mindlessly continue what was established. You are here by divine design to end it. Your mission is to confront the strongholds that everyone else avoided. You must process and feel the painful trauma that no one else dared to touch. You were brought in to look directly at the intergenerational mess and declare, with the full authority of the divine, it stops with me. Yes, it hurts immensely. Yes, this path is profoundly lonely. And yes, you have questioned countless times if any of this is fair. But listen to this liberating command. You were never meant to fit in. You were born with the spiritual blueprint to rebuild everything from the ground up, and that kind of monumental mission comes with a steep, unavoidable cost. It costs you comfort. It costs you the illusion of belonging. It costs you the painful necessity of having to pretend things are fine when your entire spirit knows they are not. But here is the empowering truth no one ever told you while you were growing up. You carry spiritual DNA that has been purposefully coded for transformation. What severely broke your ancestors will not have the power to break you. What tragically silenced them will only fuel your fire and make you speak the truth louder. Your role is not just to break the invisible chains. It is to powerfully build altars. Altars of complete healing. Altars of deep, profound restoration. Altars of radical truth, where the long-standing lies of your family once reigned supreme. You are the first soul in your family line to make these sacred, life-changing declarations. I choose to forgive so that I can be truly free. I refuse to carry the burden that was never mine to begin with. I will raise my own children in peace, not paralyzing fear. I will bless the next generation with a completely new, healthy beginning. You, the chosen one, are the answered prayer of your ancestors, even if they never lived long enough to meet you. You are the promised reset your bloodline has been silently waiting for. While the others around you may not possess the capacity to understand the unique, challenging journey you are on, rest assured that heaven knows exactly who you are. You are the spiritual warrior God intentionally sent directly into the middle of the fire, not to be consumed by the flames, but to bravely pull others out, to turn the curses that haunted your family into a powerful, undeniable calling, to transform old wounds into profound wisdom, and to convert generational pain into spiritual power. And maybe, just maybe decades from now, a child in your bloodline will rise with an unmistakable fire in their eyes, an unshakable strength in their voice, and a perfect, serene peace in their soul. They won't even understand the source of their power, but you will know. You will know it is because you chose to stand up when it hurt the most. You bravely obeyed when the cost was steepest. You believed in the vision when you were the loneliest person on earth. You consciously chose the weight of your purpose over the fleeting comfort of applause. And while the material world may never give you a trophy or a certificate of recognition, heaven, your true home, has already crowned you with the wreath of destiny. But wait. Before we bring this incredible journey to a close, there is one last powerful truth you absolutely need to hear. Final moment that will bring all of these painful and beautiful pieces full circle. Stay with me for these final words, because this ultimate revelation is where everything, the pain, the isolation, the strength, finally clicks into its perfect, divine place. If you have always felt fundamentally different, emotionally distant, or perpetually burdened, it is absolutely not because you are broken, flawed, or mistaken. It is because you were purposefully born for this decisive battle. It is because the Creator looked down the long line of your family's history and decided, with profound finality, enough is enough. He looked down the generational line of your bloodline and powerfully declared, this one, this specific soul, this tender heart, this warrior, they will carry the shift and usher in a new era. You are not a spiritual mistake. You are not too sensitive or too intensely focused. You are perfectly, beautifully, and spiritually coded for the impossible. Yes, it has been an incredibly lonely road. Yes, you have wept in rooms where absolutely no one else noticed the tears. Yes, the tremendous weight has felt like it would crush you entirely at times. But listen to the ultimate assurance: you are not walking alone. Heaven has been your constant companion and strategic partner since the very beginning of your existence. That silence you felt, it wasn't divine abandonment. It was brilliant strategy. The deep, searing pain, it was not a punishment. It was thorough preparation. The profound isolation, it was not rejection. It was necessary revelation. Because the souls who are chosen to carry a lasting legacy must first walk through the consuming fire. And you haven't just survived that fire. You are beautifully, powerfully shining because of it. There is a powerful, sacred something about you that the forces of darkness attempted to silence before you could even fully speak. But you are still here, still breathing, still bravely rising. You were chosen for such a time as this. You are the answer. So here is my final profound blessing for your powerful spirit. May every single generational curse that has haunted your family finally bow to the fierce, pure light you carry within you. May your voice become the undeniable instrument that shatters all generational silence. May your hands be the architects that powerfully build the altars of restoration that fear tried to destroy. And may your entire life become the irrefutable proof that God always, always saves his very best warrior for the hardest, most necessary battle. You are not just making small changes to your own personal story. You are completely rewriting destiny, and this world has no idea of the power that is about to beautifully rise through you. If this message has deeply spoken to your soul, if something profound inside you has finally awakened while watching, I urge you to comment right now. Type, "I am the shift." Do this not because you are seeking attention, but because you are making a bold public declaration of alignment with your purpose. You are confidently saying to heaven, yes, I receive this truth. I accept this calling. I will walk in this destiny. And when you do that, you are not simply ending a video. You are truly beginning a movement. So rise, chosen one. Your time is absolutely now. Your voice matters more than you know. Your powerful, undeniable legacy begins today. Type it, declare it, live it, and never look back. Would you like me to find a relevant piece of music or a meditation that aligns with this message of being the chosen one?